King crab is certainly no stranger to everyone. After all, it's a common delicacy on your dining table. However, the golden king crab, with its noble and mystical appearance, is extremely rare. Even in its native habitat, the Bering Sea off Alaska, it is permitted to be harvested only once every 10 years. Scott had an incredible stroke of luck, gaining approval to harvest golden king crab for just one season, after only 5 years of waiting. The crab grounds he was about to head to were precisely on the US-Russia border. The crew had long been standing by, ready at any moment. Next, they sailed a full 70 hours before reaching the Deep Canyon crab grounds. This area had been closed since 1987. There was no historical experience to draw upon. Scott decided to start setting crab pots at a depth of 229 meters, with the deepest point reaching 503 meters. The deployment range was expanded to 194 square kilometers. They were determined to find the golden king crab. By the next day, the vessel Hakesea was already preparing to retrieve the crab pots. A crewman threw a grapple hook, hitting the pot line precisely. Powered by the winch, the crab pot was hauled up rapidly from the seabed. A pot full of live, jumping golden king crabs surfaced. Though the quantity wasn't large, it proved they weren't in the wrong place. Golden king crabs were indeed here. Scott couldn't hide his excitement, and personally came to the deck to join the crew and share the joy. Compared to traditional king crab, the deep-water golden king crab has more and sharper spines on its surface, and their temperament is also fiercer. This pot contained quite a few female crabs and small male crabs. After sorting, only 11 met the regulations. It was a decent start. Scott was just about to celebrate this success, when suddenly, the second pot line snapped as it passed through the winch. The reason was the pot's extreme depth. The currents in the deep-sea canyon were too strong. The combined force exceeded what the 2.5 centimeters thick rope could bear. A single crab pot cost $1,500 to build. Scott felt the loss keenly. He had to find a way to recover it. He ordered the crew to weld several triangular grapple hooks on the spot. They tied them to different sections of another crab pot line, and then deployed it over the area where the lost pot had sunk. They only needed to wait 8 hours. The ocean currents on the seabed might entangle the two lines. By evening, the Hakesea began the salvage operation for the lost pot. Success or failure depended on this attempt. A crewman threw the grapple hook. The pot was hauled up more than halfway, but the floating line wasn't yet visible. Scott's heart sank. He immediately grabbed binoculars to search. It turned out the pot with the grapple hook shad snagged the broken line, but as it surfaced, it drifted to the other side of the ship. Now Scott had to drop the salvage pot, turn the ship around, maneuver over, and pull up the broken line to prevent the deep-sea currents from dragging it down again. With close coordination from the crew, it took 20 minutes, but they finally retrieved the pot successfully. Inside were quite a few golden king crabs. This time, the harvesting operation was finally back on track.